Trying to learn the actual skill of tattooing on YouTube is a mess. That's why, in all honesty, tattoo apprenticeships are the only way into the industry. The only thing that they don't tell you is it doesn't have to be in person, and you don't have to be sweeping floors every day or shoveling shit. My online tattoo apprentice went from never holding a machine to opening their own shop, becoming massively successful, and quitting the job to do this full time after following the 4 tips in this video. In fact, I've taught hundreds of thousands of people, and every single success story has come from following this advice. I've ran multiple massively successful studios and had multiple apprentices, and even I've followed this advice. So let's get straight into it and discuss the 4 things that I just wish I'd have known when I first started tattooing, instead of having to fucking pick them up a long way. Number 1, marketing can make up for a lack of talent, but a lack of marketing will never be made up from talent. Think about it, and again, every time I mention this in a video, I tell you to do your own research. Don't just take my word for it, but there are artists out there, myself included. I've grown my business to top 1% in industry. My work is a good average. There's tons of artists out there that make my work look shit, and yet my business is doing better. Marketing. There's people out there that the work is fucking unbeatable, world level, but the business is not getting the customers. Marketing. Marketing is the answer that can make or break your business. The product is not the only thing. And one of the analogies that I like to use is, hopefully it one day happens. You're in your bedroom, you come up with cure of cancer. You've got it, but you don't tell any fucker. It's useless, isn't it? It's just you in your bedroom holding this cure. Nobody knows about it. This is marketing. If you've got a product, whether it's super useful like cure of cancer would be, or less useful, if everybody knows about it, you're going to get sales. You're going to get people wanting that product. And I guarantee this is how effective it can be. I could make a course right now, today, of how to boil an egg. If I market that course correctly, which I would, there's somebody out there that thinks for £4.99 I'd buy that course on how to boil an egg because I just can't do it. It's the marketing that makes or breaks a business. So jumping into number 2, when you're learning, look, I'll admit it's a little bit different. You've got to just do everything and anything to gain the experience. But that even in itself should be super simple stuff. But as soon as you've got the flow and you're starting to build up your reputation and you're wanting to really grow your business, we don't want to be a generalist anymore. They're at the bottom of the pyramid. For all you guys that have watched my business videos, it's rock bottom. Generalists are at the bottom of the pile. Next up, specialists. You've got to specialise, and we do that by picking a niche that we want to be known in. So just as an example, anybody familiar with channel, you'll have heard this time and time again. We're wanting to choose a dentist. We're wanting a nice straight set of teeth that are pearly white. We've had problems with his teeth growing up. Fucking hated his teeth. Eventually we've saved up enough money and we're thinking, right, I want them nice and straight and white. We stood opposite 2 dentists. One is a general dentist, same as the tattoo artist that does anything. They will do whatever you want for your teeth. Your NHS style dentist. You go in for a fill-in, you go in for whatever the problem is, they will do it. The next one has a big sign saying we specialise in straightening and whitening teeth. Without even knowing the cost of what they charge, who do you think you're going to be more attracted to and go in? You're going to go to the person that specialises in the one thing that you want, not that just does anything and anybody. So learn to specialise, because then you are attracting the type of people that you want. You become attractive to any customers wanting the style that you actually do. Step 3, listen, master the basics. Don't run before you can walk. Let's really put the time, effort and dedication needed at the very beginning to give yourself that solid foundation that saves you later on. And it really does. Just jump onto the YouTube comments or my Facebook comments and you will see thousands of people saying how grateful they are and how thankful they are that they had to do the fundamentals course twice or more, because it helps you so much when you get into the more complicated stuff. But here's the key. When you're practicing the basics, and if you've been jumping around on YouTube, you'll know this firsthand. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? And you jump from one thing to another. It happens to us all. Don't worry, it's not your fault. It's just the natural thing to do on YouTube. And it's actually purposely done. You watch one video and then you fall down the rabbit hole and start watching all these random stuff. When it comes to the foundations of tattooing, the basics of tattooing that every single artist needs to know, you have got to do it in a very particular order. It is the only way to learn in the fastest time possible. Start at A, we want to go to B in a straight line, not just jumping around, which we do on YouTube. We need to do it in progressive learning, and when you think about it, it's how we learn everything that we've learned, whether it be school, college, university, online courses, whatever it may be, we learn in a particular order. We follow a curriculum. I've put that curriculum together for you. If you want to check it out, there's links in the description, but moving on to the final point. So if you don't want to play the apprenticeship lottery and you want to take things into your own hands, maybe a virtual apprenticeship would suit you more. You don't have to be cleaning toilets. You don't have to be working out of hours or sacrificing your current lifestyle. And let's be honest, I were in that exact same position, so I know exactly how you feel. I wanted a tattoo apprenticeship, but I'll be honest, it just wouldn't have worked for me, even if I managed to get one, which I didn't. I actually got turned down by about 15 shops. But in all fairness, I'm glad that that was the case. And years later, I actually had some of those artists wanting to come and work for me, so it's ironic how life works, really, isn't it? But I wouldn't have been able to just work for years with no wage. I had a wife, kids, home to support. It just wouldn't have been possible. The only way around it is if they'd have said, yeah, you can come after work for a few hours, but they'd have been shut, they'd have been at home then. Or you can come just weekends, and then it might have been a 9-year apprenticeship, God knows, but it's just not doable. The other thing that really frustrates me about the apprenticeship system, and the fact that they don't like the fact I'm teaching people online, is this. Just think, right, so you managed to get the tattoo apprenticeship. Amazing. You found a really good artist. They're dedicating the time. You couldn't be in a better situation. Let's just imagine this. You stood over that person's shoulder, they're demonstrating, right, this is how you do a line. You don't quite fully understand it. Can you show me that again? It's done. They've already done that line. They cannot show you again. Would it be a good idea if whilst you were stood behind that person watching them, you had your phone out and you just videoed what that artist was doing? That is what I've created. I've created a step-by-step tattoo apprenticeship that you can watch online. And the beauty of that is I'm not just stood there with my phone. I've actually got multiple lights every fucking where, multiple camera angles so you can see everything as clear as day, and you can watch it once if you grasp it straight away, or you can watch it 50 times, 100 times, at whatever time of day you want. And I think that's the biggest reason why the course has been so successful. We've grown it to over 100,000 students, and it's officially become the biggest online tattoo school worldwide. So at this point, listen, I'm not really trying to sell the course. It's been a massive success from day one, but I know how many people are struggling to actually enter the industry. It's just the apprenticeship system is just not suitable for everybody. So if that sounds like you, go into the description. There's links there so you can have a look at my course. You don't have to purchase. There's no pressure at all, but just have a look. It might be for you. You might be watching it. There's going to be a small percentage. I mean, I can't imagine there is anybody out there, but there will be, that's just watching this thinking, God, what a dickhead he is. There will be some. If I were watching myself, I'd probably be thinking that. But no, honestly, on a serious note, I've done my best to try and help as many people that the apprenticeship system is just not the right choice for, giving you that opportunity to follow your dreams. And that's what I've put together. That's the whole reason. Our motto here is I want to make learning how to tattoo accessible to anybody wanting to learn in the correct order at the correct pace so you get the maximum results in shortest time possible. If that sounds like something that interests you, jump into the description. Somewhere on there, there'll be a link. Click it and away we go. Listen, if you've watched a few of these videos, you know that thumb's going to come up and I'm going to make a noise right at the very end before I say thank you for watching and all that. So thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one.